Weirdly enough, you get asked, do you have to wipe your bottom from the front? Can you reach your backside? It's like, yes, I can reach my backside. I don't need to do this. That's what people ask. People are like, hey, look, we've been having this conversation. My friends at dinner, when they saw photos of you, are you a front wiper? I'm like, what? Great dinner conversation. Thank fuck that's over. Pardon my language. That's the part in bodybuilding that why I love it, is it because you can actually progress with it. When you have progress in life, in anything in life, business, family, relationships, whatever it is, when you're progressing in those areas, it's very fulfilling. And when you're not progressing, and when you're even regressing, going backwards, that's when people get depressed and upset in life. Then you have to fall in love with the grind. Like, you have to actually find enjoyment out of suffering, because you know you're pushing yourself, which is a really weird, abstract way to look at it. But if you study top level athletes and Olympians and people like that, that's what they say as well. You have to fall in love with the grind of it, that part where it's not easy anymore. It's just the daily battles, and you're exhausted, and you still got to push and find energy, and that's, I think, what the main motivation is: progression.
Now that the boys are here, how are you feeling about not competing? And
Man, it's all right. Like, it's actually really good they're here, because I'm more motivated to train now. So, I mean, with everything going on in my life, I've had a funeral and family funeral and stuff, so I've just been down for a little bit. So now these guys are here, it's lifted my spirits back up a lot. So ultimately I'm just happy that they're here. And it's hard being in Australia, because there's no one else that is really at my level.
yeah.
So to rub shoulders with these guys, I feel like I'm at home in a way more than what I normally am. Yeah. And it feels great, because I don't feel pressured. I can just hang out and catch up with these guys, help them out where they want. And
Yeah.
like Dallas was saying the other day, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. So I'm happy to help these guys out, and I know they'll do the same for me if they ever call on them. It's just great to have camaraderie between the guys now. When I watched Ohio, I was like, I felt like I would have done well. But yeah, these guys done really well, first and second. Yeah, Cedric and Dallas, that was great. So, always next year. I definitely made the right decision not competing at the Arnold Classic, because family comes first, and it was a very hard time. We had people that don't know, we had a great family member everyone loved pass away. Someone who I'd get regular massages from every week as well. He was also not only a friend and part of the family, he was my wife's uncle, but I used to see him every week for every show, sometimes twice a week, getting ready for contests.
Your body can be different in 1 week. His whole physique it's amazing, can be different, especially in the run up to a comp. He can, hitting 1 week and be a little watery, and then the next week he's hard as a rock, and being able to get into the muscles completely different to what it was the week before. That's the difference you see with him that I didn't see with anyone else.
How much do you weigh, Lou?
Probably mid-70s. Pretty big. It depends if I flex or not.
And he wasn't just a great masseur in person, but he was someone who I connected with, understood the lifestyle, understood muscle mechanics, and he would just be great to talk with about anything, pressure of life. And so it was very sad for us for that to happen, on top of what was going on already behind the scenes, which was another family member who was in hospital in critical condition for over 9 weeks, who's just recently got out of hospital, thank God. So that was really difficult on the family and the time. So it was, although I was upset because I know I would have done really well at the contest, it was a great decision, I think, for me not to do it, because if I'm not there for my family, how can I ever expect them to be there for me? so close to a show, you never push yourself really heavy. So it's just really stimulating the muscle and depleting as much glycogen as you can to then restore that glycogen and fill the muscles out bigger and fuller. So normally you see Dallas lifting crazy ass weights.
I never push myself. Just kind of, you know, little pump.
Just the most you've done, 3 shows back to back. You get to that point where they're like, you're posing on stage, front double bicep, and in your head you think, if they ask me to do another front double bicep, I'm going to lose my shit. And like front double bicep, and you're just like, okay. Yeah, okay.
First off, you never think in your life you'd be somebody that people stand in line to beat. So it's just an honor, really. Like every time you go, I'm just blown away, you know. So it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Even though I'm tired right now, and, you know, I don't look excited. On the inside, I'm excited. I promise.
I feel like reflecting on it's more fun.
Yeah,
It's people don't understand. It's the kind of sport where they can only see the finished product. They don't see the journey. What the trials you've gone through are.
Well, it's like if you go to
suffering.
a like football game, you can watch the entire game, and then when the outcome is there, like you could say like, well, this team fought really hard, but you know they just didn't have it or whatever, you know, or you know they lost due to penalties or whatever. But it's like in bodybuilding, all you see is the end result, and so it's like you have no idea. Like one person could have seriously worked on that stage, could have worked 20 times harder than the guy 5 spots ahead of him. I don't have anybody in mind. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying, like, realistically, you never know.
Yeah. And everything's done as well, no matter how hard you want it on the day of the contest, how hard you flex.
Yeah.
It's all done. You can't have.
Doesn't matter. Like
in a boxing match, you could have something in you to just take over.
Yeah.
But everyone else, you can't have.
Yeah.
Squeezing everything.
It's not like I can just start throwing haymakers and like knock you fuckers out, and then, you know, run and steal the sand out. Because if that was that easy, I'd just be taking boxing lessons. Get up there fat as hell and whoop you all, and then go run off with it.
When I see comments that say that you should be putting your career first or your goals with your bodybuilding endeavors first, I feel like no one should ever judge anyone because you haven't walked in their shoes before. You don't know what their life's about. So I'm not judging them for having those feelings about me, but I just feel like they should be more aware of that. Although the sport is a good thing or work is a good thing, when that's over and you retire, your partner should be the one who's going to be there for you. So what's more important is a person who's going to be there for the long term, not something that's short term. I've been focusing a lot of attention towards business, which has really flourished. It's like I tell people straight away, as soon as you focus on where you put your attention to, whether that be wife, family, friends, that will flourish. It's all time. Yeah. You can't have anything flourish without investing in it. It's one thing reading words on social media, but actually to have all these fans come and just speak with me, I just found that to be a really amazing experience. That's reinforced that it's, I'm making a little difference in whatever little way it is to people's lives. So that fulfills a good purpose of mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, specifically had to withdraw due to injury, medical situation. Let's welcome, for the first time on the Australian stage, big Dallas McCarver, big country.
I know how it feels to do 3 shows back to back. So Dallas had never done that before, and you could tell a week when I was with him, he was already getting a bit sick and he was exhausted. I think he already was sick before that, but he was just fighting it off a bit. So what happened with Dallas is he was dehydrating for a long time, and yeah, he had bronchitis, and it was that. He even messaged me that morning about feeling really dehydrated. He was going through his mandatory poses, and he's got incredibly fatigued and lightheaded, and was coughing, and then couldn't catch his breath and was going to collapse before an official helped him off the stage. So yeah, Dallas was really upset. He wanted to get back on stage again, even at night. They knew he was severely dehydrated. As soon as they put the drips in him, rehydrated him, he felt already instantaneously better.
You know, this is my first time here, and I'll tell you what, you guys are the best damn fans I've ever been in front of.
Yeah, I thought it was a great speech. We're the best damn fans in the world. Yes, we are Australians.
I'll be back on the stage, and I love you too.
Dallas McCarver, ladies and gentlemen.
We had a good chat. He was just upset. Like, I was trying, when someone's in that mood, you're just trying to get them out of there, because you know it's not you don't want to feel like that. You don't want to feel like you've let people down and you're upset. So I was trying to just make jokes with him. But some worked, some didn't. Yeah, he's a good guy, Dallas. It's hard because from one aspect of it, it's your health comes first. Then another side of it, it's you want to perform and you want to be the best version of yourself. But it's just part of the game. Pushing yourself happens. Any federation of bodybuilding, it doesn't just happen in our federation. All federations dehydrate to get into condition. Some harder than others. I would have loved to compete. I prepped pretty good. There's always trials, but for me, it's if I can't put my family first when they're always making sacrifices for me as well, then I don't deserve them. If you don't look after your partner, someone else is going to look after her for you. That's basically how it works. Like, you can't expect to be a great husband and say you love them but never be there for them, especially when something's really hard. It goes back to the golden rule: treat others how you'd want to be treated. So that was one thing. I was happy with my actions there, but I didn't put the sport above her.
Brandon Curry.
Let's get it done. Give them the secret. What did you do to be that ripped, have this kind of muscle separations, and this kind of a perfect body with just unbelievable size?
Well, basically I went to Kuwait for 3 months, joined the camera crew, worked with my coach, Abdullah, and we made some incredible changes the 3 months of that intense training camp there. As all you guys noticed, big changes, 20 plus pounds this year.
I feel like I could be Mr Olympia in 2019. That's a goal. Josh, good to meet you.
I feel so tiny.
I definitely want to do another show this year. There's shows in Canada or in through America as well. So I think there's the Arnold Hong Kong. There's a lot of shows still to qualify. Yeah, I feel like it's a waste if I don't. Gained all this momentum and exposure, and I've got so much more room to improve. I feel like that's a very attainable goal, to be Mr Olympia in 2019. So there's a couple of years to get there.